Good morning. We got to have a little more energy than that, guys. It's football season. Welcome to the Queen City. Great to see everybody. First, a thank you to our exceptional team at the American. I can't thank these people enough. The relentless effort they put in, the creativity, that's why we're here in Charlotte today. Thank you to the great people of the Charlotte Convention Center, the Marriott City Center, Visit Charlotte, the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority, and my great friend Danny Morrison from the Charlotte Sports Commission is here with us today. To our presidents, chancellors, athletic directors, women's administrators, faculty reps, thank you for your leadership in my first year. Your efforts have just continued to make the American a great place. Welcome to Lisa Campos. I just saw her walk in with her son, Christopher, who, get his resume, he's like a future administrator in the college space. And Mike Hill, the athletic director from Charlotte, and the newly anointed chair of our ADs group is also with us today. Welcome to CFP Executive Director Rich Clark and his staff, our friends from the Cotton, Fiesta, Independence, and Orange Bowls, and ESPN events. We have two exceptional leaders in the American retiring this year. Navy Athletic Director Chet Gladchuk, truly a fixture in the industry. The guy's been around longer than the furniture. And USF's remarkable president, Rhea Law. Their impact on the American and on student athletes really cannot be measured. Welcome to our football student athletes. I see you guys all over the place. Saw you at the hotel, seen you in the elevator, saw you try to hit some home runs last night, try being the key word. These 2 days are really about you. It's about your hard work, it's about your stories, and it's about the season ahead. 30 years ago, I was getting ready for my last training camp at Rutgers, and man, do I miss it. So take it all in, feel lucky. Make the most of your opportunities. One thing I know is they won't last forever. Represent us with passion, with grit, with integrity. I couldn't be more excited to get out there and watch you play this season. To our veteran head coaches, welcome back. The effort you put into elevating your programs for the American is truly appreciated. And to our first-year head coaches, we won't call you rookies. We love that you're here, and we're excited for what's ahead. Members of the media, thank you for the effort to be here. The best way to describe what you do, it's so important. Like, you shine the light on student athletes. You are our storytellers. You play a vital role in what we're building and how we're elevating the American Conference. And always great to have fans here. Saw many of you outside. Thanks for joining us for Media Day. We hope you have a great time. So there was a recent tragedy in our conference office home state of Texas, particularly in Hill County, where the loss of life included many young people. We're praying every day for every family that was affected and for the first responders. I bring this up because it's important to be grateful for today. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. And whatever you do today, don't pass up the opportunity to tell people that you love how you feel about them. So I stood up here a year ago. I was 6 weeks into the job as commissioner of Football Media Day. What a smooth, uneventful year in college sports, right? Nothing happened. But the list of hot topics is growing, so let's talk about it. The House settlement. First thing, I want to thank our colleague conferences and the NCAA for serving as frontline defendants. It was a lot of work. The House settlement's historic. It marks a new era in collegiate athletics. It's not perfect. It's not flawless. It's a step towards modernization, what this industry desperately needs. While we were not a defendant in that case, we opted in, including to the revenue sharing model. Why? It's critical to the future and another illustration of our commitment to consistently invest in student athletes. It's also important that we wrap our arms around, and it's not easy to do, everything that's happening in Washington, D.C. right now. Federal engagement in college athletics is intensifying. Why? Because it's important and people care about it. President Trump issued an executive order saving college sports, creating federal guidelines for name, image, and likeness, for protections of non-revenue sports. Meanwhile, Congress is introducing and advancing two contrasting bills, the SCORE Act, which has been cleared by the committee and is headed to the House, and the athlete-centric College Athlete Economic Freedom Act. These actions underscore the growing pressure to establish a uniform national standard for compensating and protecting student athletes while preserving the viability of non-revenue sports. We also have to ensure Title IX compliance within. There's a lot of things going on that are moving. Why? Because people care so much about this thing. The outcome of these efforts will redefine the structure of college athletics. It will never look the same. Is the employment model the answer? Could it solve some of the challenges? I want to know how that model will protect our Olympic sports athletes. Here's one thing I do know. Compensation brings narrative. We have to avoid the lazy branding that if you're paid, you're professional. So I know in college sports, because I experienced it, it provides life-changing opportunities for hundreds of thousands of young people. And any solution must protect that. Like the NCAA, we look forward to working with student athletes, lawmakers, and leadership to get on a path that enhances, not erodes, what makes college sports so special. We also have to tackle the transfer portal. I want to thank our coaches, many of them in the room. I want to thank Coach Munkin, who's our AFCA representative, for their leadership, because this is a national conversation. It takes guts to put yourself out there and have an opinion. So we're putting it out there today. Let me tell you a story. Last year, after winning our football championship, Army was on the receiving end of the negative impact of the transfer portal. Instead of playing another league champion in a bowl game, which they were set to do, Marshall reneged on their commitment to play in that game, citing an inadequate roster due to transfers during the December portal window. A transfer portal window between the end of the season and bowl games. What the hell are we doing? The current structure, it's a threat to the game. It's a threat to culture. It's a threat to coaches trying to build their programs. It's a threat to young people, because constant movement de-emphasizes commitment and the true benefits of college sports. We need one portal window at the appropriate time of the year. Student athletes should absolutely have the opportunity to transfer. One time, freely. Coaches change. Family situations change. It's reasonable. But beyond that transfer, maybe additional transfers should perhaps require the year in waiting. So let's talk about the college football playoff. Perhaps no better example in the industry right now of progress plus pressure. Rich Clark and I have some things in common. We both played college football, and when we stepped into our new roles, we each entered a CFP system that was vastly different from the one that existed when we accepted the jobs. So it's important for everybody to just understand the state of play. Like, let's educate the room on what's happening. Prior to our arrival, a legal document, the famed MOU that you read about, was signed by every commissioner in that room. And while I wasn't part of that process, I now operate within the terms of that agreement. One that grants authority to Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey to meaningfully consult with and act on behalf of all FBS conferences and college football to make decisions on what they believe is best for the game and for the playoff. That change, while legal and agreed upon, naturally centralizes influence and decision-making around the college football playoff. Let me be very, very clear. This is not a criticism. It's an explanation of how the system currently works. Every commissioner in FBS has the responsibility to ensure that the decisions that are made with the full breadth of college football and the ecosystem in mind, not just the most powerful corners of it. Tony Petitti is a strong advocate for his league. I have great respect for him and the experience and the passion that he brings to the table. Greg Sankey has long been one of the most knowledgeable and steady voices in college athletics. He cares deeply about the game and about the overall health and success of college sports. But in that room, we work for college football. All of us, including me, work for college football. Thousands of student athletes, coaches, fans. The collective voice has to reflect the entire sport. As Commissioner Sankey shared last week at Media Day, we have a format right now. the 12-team format that was positive a year ago in just its first year. Proposed formats such as the 4-4-2-2 whatever for certain conferences run the risk of removing a vital element. It's table stakes, this element, for athletes, coaches, fans, the opportunity to earn it on the field. The excitement of what's possible. Line up, play the games. Like, let's see where the chips fall at the end of the year. Let's not send a terrible message to student athletes that their opportunity is not as important as others. They have the same goal. I got news for you. These guys sitting back here want to play for the national championship, just like every student athlete in America. So I'm going to be clear about the American and our position on the format. It's this. We are supportive of a format that preserves our access and provides the opportunity to earn more. We believe in a format without anything being guaranteed to any conference. The 5 highest-ranked conference champions should continue to receive an automatic bid, plus a significant number of at-large opportunities, giving anyone the opportunity to earn a spot. Win it on the field, a true merit-based system. We are continuing to audit the selection process, how metrics are used, how fairness is measured, how the system can evolve the right way. This is an important exercise for the future. Don't forget, the BCS did not fall apart because of the format. It fell apart under the weight of confusion, favoritism, and protecting certain programs over others. Like, have we learned nothing from history? That's what the CFP was built to fix. Let's talk about modernizing, protecting, and growing our business. And yeah, it's a business. Business is not a dirty word. This is a mission-driven business. While the world of college sports, including me, debates the symptoms, realignment, collectives, NIL, legal, governance, the root issue remains unchanged. The economics of college athletics simply don't make sense. The business is unsustainable. It's undervalued. It's not been optimized. And I'll tell you this, optimizing it is going to take collective action. It's going to take everybody, and it's going to take guts. It's time to stop apologizing for wanting to generate more revenue and running a business. Our business is investing in college athletics. College athletics, and I say this to all of our presidents every chance I get, is the single strongest marketing arm of any university. It creates more exposure, more interest, more applications, and more enrollment. In any business, you have to just start with your goals. What's our North Star? I know what ours is. To create opportunities for young people to play sports, go to college, earn a degree, set them up for their lives. I can say this stuff because I'm a product of this system. And to this day, even though it's been 30 years, I'm a huge believer in it. Athletics teaches us so many things that will differentiate student athletes from everybody else. Resilience, discipline, how to handle adversity, being a great teammate, and most of all, what every parent wants for their children, life skills. We should be really thoughtful and very careful about building a future for only the top 2%. Because guess what? We got 98% over here that demand our leadership and a meaningful experience. That's our responsibility. With our clear goals in mind, here's a couple ideas. Instead of cutting sports and cutting roster spots in response to the House settlement, we should be adding them. By creating new opportunities, new sports, new roster spots for full enrollment, non-scholarship student athletes to compete in athletics, universities can generate incremental tuition and revenue while deepening affinity, creating more community, and expanding their access. This isn't just good for student athletes in college sports. This is great for the bottom line at universities. The industry needs revenue. Let's add sports. Let's add spots. Let's get on offense and turn campus-wide challenges into growth opportunities. Here's another idea. No single conference or private capital firm in the world can match the upside of collective action. A common sense solution is to unify our media rights across FBS, just like the pro leagues do. We can dramatically increase the total revenue and create a financially sustainable model for the future. Like, there's a pie of revenue out there, but the pie can be so much bigger for every institution. At the American, we're not trying to eat off anybody else's plate. We believe the Autonomy Four deserve more revenue given the value they bring in television viewership, attendance, sponsorship, and more. But I've seen the potential upside of consolidation. I've seen the numbers. They're backed up by data. Revenues can triple. So after a year-long process, on Monday, we officially launched the modernized brand of the American Conference. This is an intentional, strategic evolution of who we are and what differentiates us. And it creates a pathway to business growth, commercial growth, a bigger national presence, and increasing our competitive position. A brand is more than a logo. And you know what? The numbers proved it. We turned this thing on Monday, and let me tell you what happened. 1,600 media stories and mentions, a potential reach of over 1 billion, with a B, people. We saw an estimated 3.5 million views, and most notably, generated almost $10 million in earned media advertising value. That's what happens when you spend a year, get on offense, tell your story, and you have clarity and confidence and purpose. I want to thank Carrie Cecil and Hunter Ritz from Anichel and my entire staff at The American for their unified effort to bring this brand to life. It took everybody. And at the heart of it, I talked to the coaches at dinner last night. We're not trying to be fancy. We're not trying to be slick. It's a simplified name, American Conference, a name our fans and many of you in the media have been using for years. So you know what? We're just going to proudly own it now. We've sunset American Athletic Conference. We've sunset the AAC acronym to eliminate confusion, sharpen our voice, and ensure consistent recognition. And I'll be fining people in the media if I hear you saying those things. We defined our values: innovation, grit, service. That's who we are. It's not just words, it's who we are. We introduced a rally call, Built to Rise. This is not a slogan, it's a mindset. Innovation is about having guts, taking risk, being first. It's about momentum and impact. And this year, we led the way. The American was the first conference to implement a league-wide minimum investment and revenue sharing protocol, ensuring that our student athletes across all 15 institutions are supported equitably. We also introduced a new performance-based revenue distribution model to reward competitive success in football and basketball and encourage aggressive non-conference scheduling. Excellence in this league is expected, it's earned, and it's incentivized. To supercharge our business and our revenue growth, we launched American Rise Ventures, a wholly owned commercial division. At the helm is Brian Kalka, our Chief Commercial Officer, and Kelly Sargenti, our Senior Director of Partnership Marketing. Their relationships, experience, and quite frankly, their energy are already taking this league to the next level. We're proud to be part of the ESPN ABC family. We're grateful for the broad-based exposure they provide. We're consistently prominent across the Disney family of networks on national television. It showcases student athletes. It showcases our programs. We're also proud to be partnered with CBS, where some of our top basketball is showcased on broadcast television. Last year, 52 million people watched American football last season. 17 of our games topped 1 million viewers, with many racking up 2 to 4 million viewers. The American Conference Championship game has aired on broadcast on ABC for 10 straight years. This year will be number 11. Army and Navy have been tremendous additions to our conference. Their power of their national brands were showcased last year, both competing against Notre Dame, both those games exceeding 2.5 million viewers. The Army-Navy game drew 9.4 million viewers, the most since 1990 on CBS. In bowl season, 6 of our 8 games surpassed 1 million viewers. Broad-based linear exposure, elevation. The American is consistently delivering value and visibility, and we're not stopping. So the biggest bird in college sports this week is Sora the Eagle. And when we first explored the idea of a mascot symbol for the American, I'd be the first to tell you I was skeptical. There were some arguments, there was some knuckle fighting, there were some screaming matches. We talked about symbols that are uniquely American, and nothing measured up to the bald eagle. Strong, bold. Sora went from this idea to a symbol, to a commercial asset, to a content creator, to a community leader. Sora is the first ever conference brand ambassador. Brought to life on Monday in the American, we're the first collegiate conference to pioneer a new model of conference branding that leverages intellectual property, much like you see in pro sports. I'm not going to say this is an original idea, but we're first in college. We're not waiting for this industry, in case you haven't noticed. We're building it. We're leading it strategically and with purpose and thought along the way. Grit is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I think it has a lot to do with the way I was raised. But it's the engine in the car in this league. Like, we're not slick, we're strong, we're just tough. And I saw it on display last year. Army won 12 games, the most in school history, and earned our football championship in their first year. They were ranked for 10 consecutive weeks, including as high as 16, which was their highest ranking since 1962. They earned it. Memphis won 11 games. Navy won 10 games. Memphis finished in the top 25. We joined the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and Big 12 as the only conferences in America with 3 10-win teams. 8 of our 14 football programs competed in bowl games. We won the Bowl Challenge Cup. It's this massive trophy that we don't intend to send back to ESPN, by the way, sitting in our office in Dallas. And along the way, we beat Oklahoma, West Virginia, and NC State. We're deep in all of our sports. We saw UTSA this year ride to Austin and beat Texas, the #2 team in the country, twice to win its first NCAA baseball regional in program history. We closed the year by seeing South Florida, their men's track team 4x400 relay, won an NCAA championship. And just put it out there, like, realignment is happening every day. But I'll tell you what we know about realignment. We know the meaning of it. We know the meaning of other conferences wanting your members. It's the ultimate compliment. It reinforces the quality of our institutions, the character of our programs, and the power of this conference. The American builds strong, competitive, resilient programs. So I'm not surprised to be the constant target of realignment. We're building a league with values, a league that has vision, a league with the guts to be first. Last and maybe most important is service. It's our call to lead beyond the field. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say it's important to acknowledge the leadership and the selfless dedication of the men and women enrolled at our 2 service academies. 4 of those student athletes are with us here today. Our cadets and midshipmen embody this mission of service every single day. This past year, every one of our institutions earned academic-based NCAA revenue distributions, a rare and remarkable accomplishment. Memphis had 2 student athletes named as NCAA postgraduate scholars, one of the most competitive academic honors in the country. Our own SAC chair, Jack Kersey, and tennis student athlete, Pablo Alemany. Sadie Golden of North Texas received $12,500 in tuition assistance through the CFP Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers program, proof of purpose and service-driven partnership. I could go on, but we've got other people you want to hear from more than me, so I'm going to close it out. But I'm always grateful, and I want to say thank you to everyone. Being here is a commitment. What our coaches and student athletes do and my staff do is a commitment. It takes people to make this thing work, and I couldn't be prouder of the people that we have in this conference. We are the American. We're not anybody else. We're not trying to be anybody else. We know who we are. We know what differentiates us. Innovation, grit, service. And the one thing we will continue to do is do our talking on the field. This conference is built to rise. What's ahead of us couldn't be more exciting.